Good afternoon and happy Sunday, everyone. You are welcome to today's series of career planning, series 6. Last week we continue with our discussing on why you must plan your career. That is the importance of career planning. Today I'm going to discuss with you the reasons why unemployment is very high in Africa. We've been talking about unemployment, but what is the goal that we actually want to achieve? You know that when you are not employed, it means that your sources of income is limited. Somebody who is not employed is likely to be in poverty. So this series is aimed at helping the young ones to plan their lives so that they can come out of the poverty. You know, in our continent, poverty is endemic. Majority of our people live in abject poverty, mainly because many are not employed. So today I'll be discussing with you to know why you still need to plan your career very well. You see, if you know the root cause of your problem, then you have found a solution to it in a halfway, at least. So before I will begin with the discussion for today, and tell you the first reason why unemployment is endemic or high in Africa. Let me tell you this simple story. A man was sitting in his garden under an apple tree. The apple fruit fell on his head. He picked it and started asking himself, why is it that this fruit was hanging on the tree, apples? Why is it that when it left the plant, it didn't go up, but came down? You see, he was asking himself these questions, and this question led him to discover what we now call gravity. And this man is Sir Isaac Newton, an Englishman. Let me ask you, if it were my grandfather or your grandfather or any African grandfather, what will he do? The first thing is to thank God. Apple fruit, I've got an apple. Call one of his grandchildren to fetch water so that he will wash and eat. What am I trying to say? We in Africa, especially those who are leading us, our governments, we think about only today. So the decisions they make do not make long-term sense. So the number one reason why unemployment is high in Africa is that our decisions are only looking at today, short-term decisions. They don't take long-term plan. In the other countries where our people are rushing to go and look for jobs, those jobs were not created today. They planned for it long time ago, 50 years ago. They made long-term decisions. But today, we are still making short-term decisions. In every single African country, all the decisions about jobs is only today. What can we do? You see, today. What can we do today? But what will be done in future is not taken care of. So there is no sustainable plan, sustainable job creation plan to create jobs for the youth. Let me use Ghana as an example. Since 1992, all the efforts we have been making to create jobs are short-term. Youth unemployment, short term. Somebody must work for 3 years and then the contract is ended. You have to go and look for jobs somewhere. And these jobs are not being created. Short-term plan. You see, so that is the reason why majority of our people are unemployed today, because the plans were not put in advance to make sure that as our population is increasing, we should be planning towards accommodating them. We are talking about investing in education. We are not talking about investing in job creation. Unfortunately, those who have the resources and the means to even create jobs are not doing so. I once listened to our late president, Flight Lieutenant General John Rawlings. He said money is in the wrong hands. So people who have the money and can create jobs are using it for something different. Somebody has been a member of parliament for 20 years, but he doesn't even own a restaurant in his village. So where would the job come from? But they prefer to use those money, go in around funeral grounds, making huge donations so that people will see them. They are preparing for the next elections. Assuming everyone, those who are capable, decide to open one enterprise since 65 years ago, but then by now Africa will be somewhere. We'll have jobs. You see, but the money is in the wrong hands. Those who are supposed to be helping us to create jobs are using their money to retain power, to make expensive campaigns so that they will continue sitting in parliament. Somebody has been a minister since Rawlings' time. Till today, he or she doesn't own a restaurant in his village. So where will the job come from? Okay, this is the main reason why there are no jobs in Africa today. It's everywhere in Africa. Look at Nigeria, a country that has all that it takes to create jobs. 33.3% of its citizens are not employed. So they are scattered around everywhere to make ends meet. We'll be talking about that later. So the first reason is that we don't make decisions that make long-term sense. African governments, they are not prepared to take decisions that will address job issues sustainably. NAPCO is another example. You create jobs for graduates. We are looking at how many we can employ, but not how long those jobs will last. NAPCO, for instance, is a good idea, but instead of making it a permanent job, so that even if we can employ about 200 people, we know that we have settled that one, then we are looking at 100,000. So 3 years, the contract is finished. You must be in it. You should be looking for a job. It's not helping. So the job is not sustainable. You are there as if you are not there. Secondly, look at how the mode of payment. It can take about 3 months and they are not paid. So is that a job? Which job that you will be doing and it will take about 5 months and you are not paid? It is because there was no a conscious plan to create a job. Another reason why unemployment is high in our African continent is because African governments have sold our birthright or our inheritance. Let me take you to the Bible, those who are Christians. A man had 2 sons. One was called Esau, the other one was Jacob. They were twins, but Esau was the elder, Jacob was the younger. Esau was a farmer. So by tradition, Esau is supposed to inherit from the father, and the father is no more. Of course, their father is Isaac. One day, Esau returned from his whereabout, or his farm, or wherever he went. He came and saw his younger brother, Jacob, prepared food. He said, give me soup, or give me food. I'm hungry, I'm dying. Jacob said, I will give you, but on one condition. What is the condition? You have to relinquish your birthright, your inheritance to me today. He said, is that all? He said, yes. Okay. What does a dying man need inheritance for? I'm hungry, I'm dying, and you are talking about inheritance. I'll give it to you. Jacob was so smart. He said, no, it's not enough. Promise me that you have given your birthright to me. He said, I promise. So he now gave him food. He ate. And that was the beginning of Esau's troubles. When the father was dying, he called the first son, Esau, go and prepare something for me to eat and bless you, give you my inheritance, so that I don't know when I will die. The mother heard it and quickly informed Jacob, do it fast, so that your brother will not take your inheritance. You know, he sold it to you. Esau went out. By the time he returns, all the blessings, everything, the inheritance was bequeathed to Jacob. Why? Because he sold it some time ago because of food. What am I trying to say? Africans have sold our inheritance because of aid. Because of aid. Let me take you to the speech of the first president of Ghana, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, to listen to this. 1 minute.
Africa is rich and not poor. As the great wealth that has been taken out of our continent over 5 centuries of spoliation and extortion. Very well. Africa has immense actual and potential wealth. Gold, diamond, copper, manganese, bauxite, iron ore, uranium, asbestos, chrome, copper, the hopes of other minerals.
Okay, you have heard the voice. We have all these resources in our soil. Yet, because we sold our inheritance, we are now beggars, moving from one country to another to ask for loans. You see, so Africa is rich and not poor, but we are poor. Why? Because we have sold our inheritance. Look at Nigeria. Among the oil-producing countries, Nigeria ranks 25 in the world. But Nigeria doesn't even have light. If a country doesn't have light, how do you create jobs? People need energy. People need light to create jobs. There's no light. So everybody will be buying generator. They're called gin. So how do you use gin to create jobs? See, no wonder about 77 million of Nigerians are unemployed. Let's look at Ghana. You see, this speech was made some 65 years ago. And we had all these resources. After 65 years, we are still poor. What has happened to these resources? Where are they? Because we are giving it out. Now, let's say Ghana, for instance. We discovered our oil. The oil is ours. But because we sold our inheritance, Ghana is only getting 13% of the oil. How can you use 13% to create jobs for the youth? When 83%, or sorry, 87% is going to China. At first, we thought that these people forcefully took our resources from us because they colonized us. But today, we are now going around begging them to come and take the resources and give us something. You want an example? Now we discovered bauxite in Ghana. What did we do? When we were not born, barter trade was abolished. Barter trade. You give me your bread, then I'll give you sugar. Barter trade. You give me maybe anything, then in exchange for another thing. But today, we went around, called the Chinese, come and take our bauxite, then give us interchange. You see, so we sold our birthright. All the critical resources that we have been sold out. So we are left with tears. That's why our youth are crying everywhere, looking for jobs. Just like Esau returned and saw that all his inheritance was given out to his younger brother, he cried. It was left with tears. Nothing was left. So that is what is happening to us today. Let me take you to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah to hear another voice. Listen.
There is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs.
I hope you heard it. There is a new African in the world. That was 1957. Today is 65 years. And that African is ready to fight his own battles and show to the world that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs. I'm not the one who said it. You heard him. Now let me ask you, is the black man capable of managing his own affairs? Answer. Okay. Now, I will be concluding for today. I will not talk long. Let me tell you this. A man wrote a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. He said, our prosperity as a nation depends upon the personal financial prosperity of each of us as individuals. This man is George S. Clason. You see, for a country to be rich, every individual in the country must be rich. This is not the case in Africa, because only some few we call the elite or the elite have the resources, are controlling everything. So the majority are living in abject poverty. So this affects the entire country. No wonder there is no single African country in the world today that is among the developed countries. No country, not even South Africa. So you can see, because poverty is infectious. When the majority of your people are not employed, it will affect everybody. Today, everyone is complaining. Nigeria is complaining. South Africa is complaining. Ghana is complaining. Everywhere. No jobs. Because, one, we do not make decisions that make long-term sense. Two, we have sold our birthright. So we are now beggars in our own country. We are now begging Chinese to give us 13% of our oil proceeds. Finally, before I end, I live in Malaysia for the past 6 years. There is a taxi service called Grab. You just sit down, use your mobile phone application, you book the car, where you want to go. The car will take you, come to your house, take you to wherever you want to go. So I was moving from where I stayed to the capital, Kuala Lumpur. And the Chinese man that drove me was very exposed. He was open-minded. In fact, he's an experienced man. He was asking me, oh, so how is Ghana compared to Malaysia? Oh, I said, Ghana is fine, it's okay. So what are the key sectors, or what are those things, the resources for creating wealth in your country? Because he knows a lot. I said, we have oil. He said, oh, then you must be rich. I said, not really. He said, why? I said, well, our oil is being managed by the Chinese company, and we get only 13%. He opened his mouth and said, you people are very stupid. A Chinese man. And your government is very stupid. He didn't say we are stupid. He said very. He even qualified it. Very stupid. How can you give your oil to Chinese for 13%? Where in the world is this done? No country will do this except Africa. You see, now we could even go into partnership with other countries, other oil producing countries. Say, all right, we need your services. We outsource. Come and help us discover our oil. We pay you off. Then we own the oil. No. It is the oil that made Malaysia what it is today. The national oil. They control their own oil. Petronas is one of the largest companies in Asia today. Because just oil. But every country in the world that has oil is successful except Africa. Nigeria should be one of the richest countries in the world today, but it's nothing. And Ghana, we came with, I think we could do something different. We did worse. All right, so please, at the end of the day, we are looking at creating jobs for the youth. And since your government has sold your birthright, and government is not making any decisions about your future, and you are still in the university, you are still in the nursing training, knowing that you will soon graduate and come out soon, start planning your career. Share the video, like my page, and then follow my page. My name is NALAW YATIMUE. Thank you for watching.